Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Arctic Night live for the first time ever. We are coming to you tonight from Rådhustorget, the town hall square in Umeå, Umeå, located in the northern part of the territory we usually refer to as Sweden. And the reason why we are here tonight is, of course, that this is the location of the Arctic Arts Summit 2026. And since the Arctic Arts Summit is peak Arctic, this is where we need to be as well. But we do welcome all of you. We do welcome all of you, both you enjoying your late night drinks here at Rådhustorget and all of you in Siberia and Alaska enjoying your early morning drinks and all of you in between and everywhere else. I want to start with acknowledging that we are tonight on Arctic land. This is the land of Arctic people. And we are gathered here because we share land, we share power structures, and we share tourists that are disappointed for not having seen the Northern Lights after having traveled from very, very far away. Tonight we have great music and great guests for you. The Norwegian Minister of Culture is stopping by. So is Jaakko Laitinen and Harri Kuusijärvi with some Finnish music, and Reneltta Arluk and Taalrumiq from Northern Canada. This is the Arctic Night Live, in the Arctic, by the Arctic, for the Arctic. We are in the Arctic tonight. We have settled that. This is the Arctic Arts Summit. And the ambition here is clear: to make a space for people, arts and culture in all the hard talk on security policy, preparedness, minerals, energy, etc., etc., etc. It is soft power against the hard power. And that makes sense, right? The Arctic states are joining forces here. Tomorrow we will have representatives from all Arctic states on stage. For the first time, most of the ministers of culture in the Arctic will meet. They are usually sitting in offices in capitals far away from the Arctic, but tomorrow they will for once be here in the north, from Canada, Galaklinunat, Iceland, Norge, Sverige, Suomi, and, well, not Russia, of course, and not really the USA either. I'm not sure if the USA has ever had a minister of culture. Not that that has mattered much. We are, after all, talking about the most successful culture exporter ever. We all love America. They for sure don't have a minister of culture today, but they do have one person appointed by Donald Trump, and Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs, Catherine Dillon, was appointed just a few weeks ago. This was clearly not on the top of Trump's to-do list. Cultural policy ended up behind the bombing of Iraq and dinner with his old friend Bibi Netanyahu. But when all of that was done, in comes the US cultural policy. So what is Catherine Dillon's list of priorities in her work on cultural exchange? I will tell you. Number 1, strategic alignment, ensuring that all exchange programs and initiatives clearly advance America First priorities. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting slogan for an exchange program, isn't it? Number 2, fiscal stewardship, applying fiscal scrutiny to all programs to ensure adequate return on investments. Well, I'm not sure the CIA had adequate return on investments in mind when they were sponsoring exhibitions with abstract realism back in the 60s. Number 3, champion American excellence, showcase American innovation, education, and opportunity. Right. American excellence in education and opportunity. Come to the US, everybody. Enjoy the excellence of being arrested by ICE agents. See the inside of a detention camp for a few weeks and then return home without your diploma. Great offer. It's the best offer. Number 4, prioritize safety and security, ensuring vetting of international participants. Right. That's it. We need to check those foreigners. They might be terrorists. They probably are terrorists, dangerous terrorists. Better keep them on the outside. That is it. That's the priorities of the US cultural exchange policy. So sorry to disappoint you. It's not going to be much soft power, indigenous voices, or handicrafts coming from that direction. This is cultural exchange, the great American way, without the culture. And, well, really, without the exchange. Luckily, though, it's not Washington that is part of the Arctic. It is, as we know, Alaska. Alaska is present, and the people of Alaska are into more genuine Arctic activities like crafting. Anchorage is a city with lots of traditional homemade handicrafts, and it's wonderful work. I think we should really take a look at this one. I mean, it's both painting and poetry here. The artist is clearly investigating the light blue color nuances so often found in the Arctic nature. Very talented indeed. Alaska also has a very interesting political party, the Alaska Independence Party. Well, but they're not doing too well at the moment. So please, everybody, send them some money right away because they need it and we need them. The American delegation to the Arctic Arts Summit consists of 26 people. And this is the Arctic Herbery, a weed shop in Cooper Landing, Alaska, where you can get high in the Arctic. Over to the next North American little sister, the best-in-class superachiever, Canada. Canada is present. Canada comes to the summit with no less than 104 people. Canada is top of the class. They have gone a long way to ensure cultural funding for northern communities, partly through exclusive indigenous programs. They are also the Arctic pioneer in making truth and reconciliation reports, which they now have exported to Sweden, and we'll get back to that tomorrow. Indigenous people of the Nordics can sometimes be seen jealously muttering around when discovering what the Canadians have achieved. Everybody wants what Canada has. But only until they found out about all the unmarked graves at old boarding schools, which Canada also has plenty of, then it's not that much fun anymore. Canada has a very clear divide between the northern territories and the southern provinces, but so far there has not been too much of an independence movement in the north, even if Nunavut has one of the most exciting flags of the Arctic. Northern Canada has, though, recently given the world a cultural introductory course to Arctic life. It is called North of North. I do hope you've seen it. You need to see this. North of North is a must-do for all you bureaucrats in southern capitals trying to understand the North. Remember, the truth always comes from Netflix. North of North is filmed in Iqaluit, and this is the Arctic Survival Store in Iqaluit, Nunavut. Let's move on to the next Arctic state. What is the next Arctic state? Who has invited Denmark here? The only claim to Arctic fame for Denmark is Kalaallit, and that's why they can't let go. Yeah. Now, if there is someone that is really relying on the power of the arts, the power of soft diplomacy, today it is Kalaallit. They don't have a choice, really. They have no military, just a creepy uncle called Sam who is calling them up from time to time, often in the middle of the night, breathing heavily on the phone, like the creep he is. Hello, Greenland. I want your land. I want your natural resources. I need some place for my data centers. The Danish military is supposed to protect Greenland, but They have a lot of catching up to do. This whole situation has forced Galactic to become radical and trust culture and arts. They are so radical, they even leave it up to the arts to build the army. This is the Greenlandic Army. It's an art project by Inuk Silishøg and Asmund Havsten Mikkelsen. They launched this army 20 years ago, and it's even more needed today. They are present here at the summit. You should all go out and join them. This army needs you. Be sure to also check out their kayaks with machine guns. Truly great innovations. Galactic comes to this summit with 21 people as a percentage of the population. This is by far the largest delegation. And if you do need a lawyer after you've smoked all that Arctic weed, you can always try the Arctic law in Nuuk. And there is still more Arctic states. We're not done, everybody. Iceland, moving to Iceland, which is actually south of Greenland. Iceland was supposed to have an Arctic Arts Summit conference a few years back, but rumors say that the Icelandic government wasn't ready to pay the cost. Maybe because they spent all their money on the Arctic Circle, the dinosaur conference run by the former president of Iceland. No wonder he gets all the money. That's where people meet to talk about the next oil drilling opportunity up north. And it is, of course, named the Arctic Circle. After all, 0.001% of Iceland is north of the Arctic Circle. I know it's a bit hard to see, but there is actually a tiny island inside of that circle. And that's not the Arctic Circle, it's just a circle on the map. The island is called Grimsey, and the Arctic Circle barely touches it, the edge of it. That's it. And the rest of Iceland is to the south. So breaking news, everybody. Iceland is not covered in ice. Entering Norway. So typical for a tiny and rich nation that desperately wants to have a say in international politics. Norway is clinging to its Arctic position and paying for lots of the fun and games at the Arctic Arts Summit. Norway, as part of the Scandinavian nations, has always been careful to point to the fact that they might have been colonial in their actions towards the Sami people, but if so, they were pretty nice colonizers. At least not as bad as the Canadians, that's for sure. This is what is called Nordic exceptionalism. That's an excellent PR campaign for the Nordics, this peaceful and very, very, very kind corner of the world. Arctic Norway is, for the moment, battling a tsunami of tourists coming to experience the Winter Wonderland, or Chinese bloggers as they are also called. For the moment, Tromsø has just as many visitors per capita as Barcelona. And this is the Arctic Burger in Govdagedno, Sápmi, Norway. Moving to Sweden, Sverige, who decided to arrange the Arctic Arts Summit where we are now, the city of Umeå. Sweden has recently rebranded the northern parts of the country as, you guessed it, this is Arctic Sweden. And Umeå is, let's see, it's actually not on that map. Umeå as well. It's a bit further south, just a bit further south. So welcome to the Not So Arctic Arts Summit, everybody. Great to see all of you here. Yes, a bit further south. The Swedish state has, how should we put it, a complicated relationship to its Sami population. The city of Umeå, for example, just only a few months ago got a road sign with the city name in Sami after years of negotiations. The major cultural contribution from Sweden to the world is, as we all know, pop music and the international TV crime genre Nordic noir. So when the Swedish Minister of Culture wants more money to the cultural field, which she doesn't want, she thinks they have more than enough already, but if she would have wanted more money to the cultural field, that would probably all go to globalized American-sounding music and TV shows where women are being murdered in the most creative ways. Thank you, Sweden. This is the Arctic Aikido Club in Pajala. But the Swedes are not really trusting their Aikido skills either. They just became a member of the NATO, and so did Suomi. Yeah, you're cheering for that. Okay, that's interesting. Cheering for Suomi or cheering for Suomi NATO? Suomi is now moving the geopolitical Cold War even further into the circumpolar north. Now, the Arctic is almost exactly split in two. NATO and Russia have about half of it each. Pohjois-Suomi, northern Finland, has the longest border with Russia and is being militarized as we speak. Thanks to Suomi, thanks to Finland, Sweden has been able to stay neutral for a very long time. Northern Finland is also home, of course, of Santa Claus. He lives in Rovaniemi, and we only had to pay about 50 euros to get that picture. It's a great deal. I got to talk to Santa Claus. Then, of course, last but not least of the 8 Arctic states, we have Russia. And that's a hard one. Russia is banned from all Arctic cooperation. Well, at least the state of Russia is banned, and Russia is half of the Arctic, so welcome to half of the Arctic Arts Summit, everybody. It's great to see all of you here. I mean, at least half of you. According to the official lists, there is one person present from Russia. Yes, cheer for that. Many of us could do with some more knowledge about the peoples, cultures, and politics of the Russian Arctic. We tend to know more about the NATO side. The concept of Arctic, Arktika, holds a very central place in Russian mythology, a bit like the American Wild West. Arktika is a great and dangerous wilderness, rich in resources, waiting like a blank slate to be industrialized and conquered. And if the Wild West is the foundation of the American empire, then the hydrocarbons, minerals, and territories of Arktika are supposed to be the foundation of the new Russian empire. This is, by the way, just an Australian vodka brand. It has nothing to do with Russia. And there is actually one person on the delegate list here from Australia as well. Are you here now? Are you here? Is Australia present? No one from Australia is here? No. All right. Maybe they have not arrived yet. Maybe they changed their mind. I don't know. Then we can have all the Arctic vodka for ourselves. That's great. Anyway, in the Russian Arctic, even the reindeer are Putin supporters. And if you combine those reindeers with a Z, with the world's strongest nuclear-powered icebreakers, you have a pretty good idea of what is going on in the Russian Putin Arctic at the moment. Environmental concerns and indigenous rights are not on the top of the agenda, much like in the US. Hotel Arktika in downtown Murmansk is still the tallest building of the world north of the Arctic Circle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the full Golden Arctic Circle tour. This is the situation. Where do we go from here?
Amund. All this talk about these different countries and their different agencies and policies and cultural politics, it's way too slow. Too much talk about soft power. We need hard power. Hear me out, I'm gonna show you. Because earlier today, I went to a bus stop here in Umeå at the Renmarkstorget, and I got super inspired. Let's have a look. You know what? I'm inspired. I'm starting an army, the Arctic Army.
How are you starting an army, Eva?
I'll train and I'll recruit people.
It's just an exhibition, you know.
These people, they don't wait around for somebody else to come defend them. They defend themselves. I think we need to do the same. Hello? Wanna join my Arctic Army?
No, thank you. And while we wait for Eva's revolution, we have with us Lubna Jaffery, the Norwegian Minister of Culture. But first, we need music. So from the land of Santa Claus and saunas, this is Jaakko Laitinen and Harri Kuusijärvi with the song Elämän nälkä, the hunger of life.
Kun kerran katson silmiin iäisyyttä ja ikuisuus takaisin tuijottaa, siinä seison syytettynä syyttää maailman kaikkeus, mitä tilaa sitä saa. Ellen sitä varmaan paremminkaan sano, oli matka täällä nautinnollinen. Jos tuli nälkä tai jos tuli jano, elon anti oli monipuoleinen. Elämän nälkää, vaikka olin kylläinen, niin otin vielä lisää. Kuka tietoisuuden portista on putkahtanut sisään, elämän nälän kyllä oppii tuntemaan. Nälkä elämän tuo hirvittävä peto, harha teille meitä täällä ohjailee. Tuoden portista käy virkistävä veto, on pöytä katettu, se kohta kylmenee. Ja vaikka itse nippanappa selvisinkin, muu ihmiskunta mua kammottaa. Annan vinkin ja itse otan drinkin, me emme tiedä mikä meitä odottaa. Vaivaan helvetin tai taivaan, syleilyihin tiemme kulkee. Sulkee reitin alkusyin, tietoisuuden musta syli. Siellä raja, jonka yli pääse ajatus ei mikään. Ei koskaan hetkeksikään, nälän sentään saimme saman. Elämän nälkää, vaikka olin kylläinen, niin otin vielä lisää. Kuka tietoisuuden portista on putkahtanut sisään, elämän nälän kyllä oppii tuntemaan. Nälkä varmaan tuntee itse kukanenkin, mutta tiedän nälän kaikkein kauheimman. Se on isäntä, muu kaikki on sen renki. Kuuletko jo vatsan kurnivan? Itse elämä syö lopulta tää kaiken mitä onkaan tänne tuottanut. Jauhaa minutkin miete täältä vaiken, lähteä ois varmaan itse osannut. Elämän nälkää, vaikka olin kylläinen, niin otin vielä lisää. Kuka tietoisuuden portista on putkahtanut sisään, elämän nälä kyllä oppii tuntemaan. Elämän nälkää, vaikka olin kylläinen, niin otin vielä lisää. Kuka tietoisuuden portista on putkahtanut sisään, elämän nälä kyllä oppii tuntemaan.
Jaakko Laitinen, Harri Kuusijärvi, thank you so much. Amazing. Finnish music is always a favorite. All right, from music to politics. Lubna, Jaffery, Norwegian Minister of Culture, welcome to the Arctic Night Live.
Thank you. Minister of Culture and Equality.
That's right. Thank you. Are you enjoying the North?
Yes. Yes.
As a Minister of Culture, your job is not just to relate to the Arctic, of course, but in your daily work, what place has the North when you're dealing with cultural policy?
Which place has the North?
Yeah.
No idea.
It's not that important, or is it important?
It is very important, of course. So I think cultural policies, do you want me to give you like the good answer or just a joking answer?
No, a good answer. I go for a good answer.
Yeah. So I think in cultural policies, I think all places matter. I think the North matters in its own way and in its own place. It has a place. And with the story and the history that is up north and in the Arctics, they come with something substantial to deliver. It's not like I tell the North what to do when it comes to culture. I think it's important that the culture is free and they are have the possibility to express themselves without a politician telling them to express themselves. That is, in my opinion, the most important thing.
And
Thank you.
And thinking about culture today, in the middle of this geopolitical situation, concerned with buying guns, building armies, we're all talking about preparedness all the time. What place does culture have in that discussion? Does it have any place?
Of course it does. I think it has. I think people who are just concerned about buying guns, having preparedness, and are not talking about culture is doing a big mistake. Because what are you protecting? Okay, you're protecting land areas. Okay, you're protecting the coast. Okay, but in essential, I think it is who we are as human beings, and I think who we are as human beings represent the culture we come from. And I think, being able, what we've seen, for instance, in Ukraine right now, we see that they're dismantling everything that has been Ukrainian, the Ukrainian language, the Ukrainian art. We see that they are Russia.
You mean the Russian? Yeah.
Russia is going after culture. They're going after libraries. They're going after museums. We saw what happened with the monastery that was also burnt now just today. We see that they are targeting cultural sites and cultural heritage because they do want to dismantle what is Ukrainian. So I think in the discussion of being preparedness, we also have to spend money on culture. I think that is very important. So we can give the cultural institutions power in time of peace to give people the meaning they need to have and also the civil preparedness, It is a reason why the Ukrainians did fight, because they had a proudness of being Ukraine. They had a proudness of which culture they belong to. So I think if you're using money on the military, okay, that's okay. Also, my government is also doing that. But you can't say that culture isn't important. That is just the frosting on the cake or just the glitter. It's not. It is the essence of what we're doing as human beings, I think.
Right, and I think we all agree on that here. But we do. They agree. They agree with you. That's good.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's a good day. Everybody's agreeing with the minister.
That doesn't happen every day. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
But looking at those pictures, with the serious prime ministers of Europe lining up, talking about NATO, that's not really the impression we get that they're going to fund cultural budgets and increase cultural funding.
But they are doing. But it depends. In Norway, we have had an increasing of the budget the last couple of 5 years. At the same time, we also had more spendage on military. So we haven't had a decline in the cultural budgets in Norway, and I'm very proud to be minister of 3 of those 5 years. But still, it's not because of me. It's because of the cultural scene in Norway, that they are very strong and they're fighting for the right to exist, and they are very, very clear to me as a minister that you should still fund us. This is important. And so my job is to also be a voice of the cultural scene in Norway into the government. And this is very truly and honestly from my point. I think the other ministers probably are fed up by me right now because, no, they're not fed up, but still, I tell them I wouldn't be here if they were fed up. So I tell the minister, the prime minister, the minister of finance, and the minister of defense that, okay, so you can have your money, but you have to spend money on culture, because what will you defend if you're just using money to buy boats and submarines and weapons? You are defending something, and you used to also strengthen that, because these people are going to fight for us in that time, if that time will come, and not if you're not bringing up the culture. Yeah.
Exactly. But then you're in a good position, right? Because we are the richest country of the world, as Norway say.
Well,
we're both from Norway.
Yes, we're Norwegians both. Disclaimer: we actually have met before. Yeah. So but still, also in Norway, we see, even though that we are rich, we still have to use our money wisely, because I think I've been a politician for 30 years, and I think my generation of politicians have had the privilege of just using money without thinking. And I think the generation that are coming after us, they have to think about this, because it's not like endless. You have to use money, you also have to create money, and you have to also earn the money. And I think it's just, it's very like, okay, Norway has oil and blah, 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 so much money. And the reason we do have money is we just haven't just spent it on whatever we want to spend it on.
So you're optimistic. You're optimistic in terms of cultural funding, cultural spending?
Well, I am an optimist, because if you're a pessimist, you always get right, won't you? So, and then you're like, yeah, what, I told you so. So I'm an optimist, because when I get right, it's like, yes, it did happen. So I think we need to be optimists, but I think also the Nordic countries, the Arctics, have to commit. And I think, therefore, this summit is so important, that we have the possibility to come together and have these discussions. But I know that my colleagues, they aren't in the position I am. In a lot of the countries, we have very different discussions of what to use money on and how to do our prioritizing. But I can't say it will be like this forever, but I am very confident that the Norwegian government still will spend money on culture in the coming years. And you see Ukraine, okay, their culture budget wasn't probably something to brag about before the war, but still they are using more money now during the war than they did before the war on culture, because they see the importance of it.
Okay, good. Let's use Ukraine as the example, the good example to follow. To the end, what are you looking most forward to here in Umeå these days that you're staying in the north or in the not so north?
Yeah. So the north-south, isn't it?
The north-south,
yes.
the south-north.
Yeah. So I've been further north, just to,
I know.
We met further north,
met further north.
We had actually some real Arctic water to drink then.
We've drunk some real Arctic water together.
Yes, we have. 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm very disappointed. You're not serving anything.
That's Sweden, Sweden is the land of rules and regulations. Can we say that? We can say that.
You can say that. So I was really looking forward to real Arctic water, but I didn't get that. So probably have to go to the hotel room and drink by myself. But except that, I'm really looking forward to meeting people, talking to people. I'm looking forward to listening to people, because as a politician, I do a lot of talking. To get input. And of course, I'm looking hopefully more Finnish music. I think this is the reason they're the most happy people in the world.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just wondering because I have this military sign-up sheet to
Yeah.
join my Arctic Army. It's just outside by the tech booth, and I was wondering. I need as many people as possible to sign up with whatever skills they have, and
I don't have many skills, but okay, yeah.
yeah, and I was wondering, like, I was thinking maybe it's a bit too much if I ask you to finance my army, but maybe you can join the troops. Like, are you by any chance a good shot?
I am actually.
Great.
That's another story for another time, but I'm a quite good shot. But okay, but I'm
So-
also a good chef. Yeah.
Those are great skills that I need for my army, and so the sign-up sheet is just around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't find it, Vegard will show you.
Okay.
Thank you, Lubna Jaffery, Culture Minister of Norway. Big round of applause for her.
Amund,
Yeah.
I know you're hesitant, but I need everybody to join. That means you too.
Yeah, I'm not a good shot. I haven't been hunting anything and never
No,
been
but-
hunting anything in my life.
You know, that's all right. Maybe you have some other skills. Maybe you can look after the kids.
I have 2 kids. They're doing okay. So yeah, I can look after kids.
They
I'll
can
do
also
that.
join.
My kids can join your army.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Eva. I don't think
No?
so.
Well, do you have any more skills than kids?
More skills than kids.
Yeah.
I think that's my main skill actually, to raise kids. No, I can play the military marching drum.
I'll take that. I'll take that. But Amund, don't forget to sign up after the show.
Well-
and this is actually a message to everyone. Come find me and sign up for the army, the
But-
Arctic Army.
But Eva, this is the Arctic Arts Summit.
Yeah?
It's not the Arctic Army Summit.
Well, the Arctic does not need another conference. It needs a backbone. We need to act. And actually, this is great because we have all these people, and we can just turn this conference into Arctic Boot Camp Summit.
But have you seen them? I mean, if I was to build an army, I don't think I would no.
Well, but would you rather that the Arctic got sold off to Donald Trump or whatnot?
We should all join Eva's army, everybody. That's the winning argument. Thank you, Eva. Whoa, 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 whoa. Moving then to northern Canada, who has recently given the world North of North, as we were talking about, the TV series, at the Canadian Screen Awards a couple of weeks ago. This is the thing, right? You were supposed to sneak up here without anybody seeing you, and now they turned the camera on you. I was supposed to talk to the camera. So I'll just do my introduction, then that's okay?
Yeah,
good.
sounds good.
So, at the Canadian Screen Awards a couple of weeks ago, North of North dominated and took home 9 prizes. Best Comedy, Best Lead Actor Comedy, Best Supporting Actor Comedy, Best Script, Best Ensemble, Best Music, and Best Hairstyling. The people of Iqaluit, the people from Iqaluit, where North of North is filmed, hasn't arrived here in Umeå yet. They are flying right above us now, landing as we speak. But we do have some other wise people here from Canada to think together with us. Reneltta Arluk is an actor, performer, and artist from the Inuit settlement region and Treaty 8 territory in Canada. A northerner with Inuvialuk, Dene, and Cree roots. And we have Taalrumiq here too, the Inuvialut artist and fashion designer who brought indigenous Inuit fashion to the popular TV show Project Runaway. So now, the big round of applause for Reneltta Arluk and Taalrumiq. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Now, you two are artists in your own field. You've been in the game for some time. And I was wondering, is it just me or is northern indigenous culture hot right now? Taalrumiq, what do you think?
It's definitely hot right now, but it's also really cool. Yes, we have so much eyes on Arctic fashion and indigenous creatives, and it's a really amazing time to be in this industry.
Right, and one example that's already we have touched upon is this North of North, written by people in the North, by Inuit. And what difference would you say that it makes that for the image it conveys that it's made by people in the North?
It just
Reneltta,
shows
yeah.
the vibrancy. There's like the humor, the relationship, their complex lives. It really just showcases who we are as peoples that live in the North. Like, we are pop culture, we are fashion, we love our land, we love our food, we love the fur, and we just really celebrate ourselves and each other and our communities, and it shows that.
And you can really tell when watching that show that it's made from the North.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I was. Yeah, that's good. I was wondering, when watching that, it's a comedy show, right? It makes fun of the North. I mean, it makes fun of the Southerners coming to the North, but it also makes fun of the North. And I was wondering, many people, at least here, are not visiting the North that much, so the image they get from the North is through TV series and news. So you're not afraid that that kind of comedian look on the North would shape people's impression of the North in a weird way?
I think comedy is a really great way to connect universally. We all love to laugh. And the comedic aspect shows that, we're regular people too. Like it says right in the beginning, we're modern Inuit. And I think that's so important for the world to see, that we are not just romanticized or situated in the ancient past, that we're regular, amazing, creative people.
And that's something that you're embracing in your own work, isn't it?
I try, yes. I like to showcase the creativity and then relate it to our storytelling, our history, but also like beautiful things that people want to wear that's going to make them feel amazing and cool. And
Yeah, great. So now that we've gotten, at least I have gotten the taste of Arctic Canada's indigenous culture, I would want more. And where do I go then? What's out there that's not Netflix or?
There are so many indigenous creatives and content creators, designers, artists. Check out #Inuit, #InuitArt, indigenous fashion on any of the platforms, and you'll find like a whole slew of content creators sharing the work that they're doing, in particular, Taalrumiq.
Oh yeah! Oh, you've made the dress.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Renelta's
amazing.
rocking one
stand
of
up,
my
please.
designs.
Oh, look at that. It's great. It's great. So how do you feel about this, Reneltta? This where should we expand? North of North is this boxed boxed thing from Netflix. Where should we expand? What should we go next? Where should we look for?
Where should we go next? Well, we are on TikTok, we are on YouTube, we are on Crave, we are on Netflix, we are on Disney Plus with Reservation Dogs. I know it's not the North, but it's indigenous. So we are taking over, but I do think we could expand in our collaborations with each other. I think that'd be amazing.
Okay, say something more about that.
Well, we are here at the Arctic Art Summit, and we get to see each other, and we're all from such far places. So every time we come together, we celebrate. And it would be great if we could see that in our films, we could see that in our televisions and our music. We collaborate musically, but we collaborate through fashion and in different ways. But it might be interesting to see each other in those film and media spaces too. I'm just coming up with this right now. It's just in my head right now.
That's good. That's why we're here, isn't it? So, what do you think will inspire you through these days in Umeå, Umeå, meeting all these other Arctic people from all over?
Wow.
What are you looking forward to?
Just hugging lots of people and just
Hugging lots of people.
Yes,
yeah.
I do. I really
Yeah.
like that.
Arctic hugs.
Arctic hugs.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Arctic hugs. We need more Arctic hugs.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Arctic hugs. Anything else? What do you say? Do you want Arctic hugs too?
Hugs, treats, No, I'm looking forward to making a collaborative TikTok. I've done it in the past where point of view, you see other Inuit at whatever event. So this one will be point of view, so you see other Inuit in Sweden. So I want to try to get as many Inuit as I can in this video and feature everyone and just something fun to highlight our time here.
So that's one of the projects that you are bringing here to the summit?
Nope, that's just what I do for my social media. But my actual project is a virtual reality project with the Duck Institute Research Lab. And there's a whole cohort of circumpolar artists that we work together on this virtual reality project. And there's QR codes based around the city. You scan it and you'll be able to see a part of our world. So that's what I was working on during my time here.
Excellent. How about you, Reneltta? What are you bringing to Umeå or to this
Well,
conference?
I'm wearing my arts leader hat mostly here at the summit, except for right here, right now.
Your arts leader hat.
My arts leader hat, yes. I work with the National Gallery of Canada.
Right.
So I'll be sitting on 2 panels, both talking about reconciliation in performance with Indigenous and non-Indigenous organizations. And there is going to be a panel on Gidlanik, which was a big exhibition that just opened on Thursday in Ottawa.
In Ottawa.
With many of the artists that are here as well. We just followed each other. See, collaborations, right? Visual arts. And so I'll be mostly talking and listening. Yeah.
But that's good. We like to hear you talk.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thanks to both of you for those insights. We are looking forward to hearing Reneltta at the end of today's Arctic Night Live perform her poem.
Yes.
That's the closing of the evening, but we're all, you can go and get ready maybe.
I'm just going to stand over there.
Oh, you're just standing there. See, that's good.
Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, very soon.
Okay,
but
tell
you
me
can
when.
sit there.
Okay.
You can sit and then I can talk and then you can go, yeah. So we're all looking forward to the next season of North, of course, with Siaya and the others, which is premiering in September. But before that, we are, of course, back here tomorrow evening, live from Rådhustorget in Umeå, Ubmeje. Then we'll dive into the Swedish Truth and Reconciliation Commission, listen to Joik, and talk about how Iceland gained its sovereignty. Yes, and now Reneltta is closing the evening with her poem. My name is Amund Shirley Sven. This is the Arctic Night... Good one, Reneltta. This is the Arctic Night Live. Welcome back to the digital campfire tomorrow evening. Take care, everybody. Reneltta Arluk. You know, we have 2 small studios in the Arctic. We need bigger TV studios. I want a bigger TV studio next time. Reneltta Arluk.
I forgot where I stand. Okay, here we go. I wrote this in Ottawa many moons ago. Beer bottles and whiskey hash, pickup trucks and minivans, cigarettes and roll-your-owns, cowboy boots and moccasins, blue collar, red trash. Doggone and go on! 2-step stomps and jigging legs, 24 cases and half-tap kegs, getting some and teepee creeping, coffee grounds and tea seeping, pick it up and snagging women's, booty calls and trapline checking. Blue collar, red trash. Got 3 dads, but yours are missing. White tank tops beaten and blue jeans falling off a long back. Churches and lodges, trailer parks and low-cost housing. Pray to Christ this land needs saving. He's got my wife, but I've got your children. Blue collar, red trash. Mullets and braids, patio lanterns and pallet fires, country ballads and rattle songs, doggy style and cabin fever, biscuits and gravy, bannock and jam, trade your hides for guns on hand, fishing rods and casted nets, got your land, get your women next, blue collar, red trash. Pick your poison, take your bet. Bombers and bush planes, quads and skidoos, Carhartts and parkas, Zippos and Bics, tobacco and smoke, hound dogs and huskies, Harleys and ponies, trucker hats and woolen caps, rodeos and powwow trails. Blue collar, red trash. Hicks and savages, hickeys and tats, Mickeys and 60s, scoop, pussy and jeet, crawdads and fish cheeks, silver crosses and beads, God's wrath, respect the land, blue collar, red trash. Crooked teeth and missing caps, bruises given, bones smashed, moonshine and res stash, watering holes in jackfish lakes. These do not an Indian make. These are not whiteys to me, but a thin line between yours and mine. Blue collar, red trash. Half-breed, Métis, belt buckle sash. Share my land, don't take it. Don't fuck me over, let's make it. Treat me good, don't treaty me. Take that act and shove it. I'll pray for you if you pray for me, for the ones that passed and the ones that'll be, for this land, this water, this air to last, for all of us. Blue collar, red trash.